This is sponsored by the one and only home of all anime in Miami-Dade County, Florida, the Anime Village. Warning: this may contain spoilers, audience discretion advised.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Anime Realm. I am Jess, and I'm here with.
Kyrock, nice
And
seeing you
today,
again.
and today we're just going to be talking about a couple like smaller things, unlike last time where we were just sort of introducing ourselves. We're going to be talking a little bit about like anime and characters. We're going to be talking about like a couple of characters in specific. We may add on more as we go.
That was a great introduction. Thank you very much for your participation. Bye. No, I'm joking. Yeah, we tend to do that. Like we go away, so our ADD is pretty strong. At least mine, and we go away from it. So that's why we write the questions. We ask them as if somebody's interviewing us, and we go from it. So the first question of today is kind of related to the last week's topic. Maybe we missed it on that, so we're just adding it in that one. And sorry, in this one. How has anime changed your life?
You want me to go? Can I go
Yeah,
first?
yeah, yeah.
Yay! um, for me, anime has changed a lot of aspects. First of all, it introduced me to the concept of character murder. Uh, I'm kidding.
What?
I mean, I was a relatively innocent kid until I started watching anime. So thanks to my friends for recommending me anime. So I started learning about just all aspects of I think psychology. Anime actually started to get me interested into the whole psychology of like people itself. So I just started going up from there.
Really? Psychology. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I guess I do go deeply into what it is, the person's thoughts and all that, and before an enemy kills you, like they analyze the situation. I guess. So is that what you mean?
I mean, no, I mean, I mean when you watch your first anime and the first scene is just people dying, there's not much that you can process.
That
So
sounds like Elfen Lied or Lied. I still haven't checked that. It's Elfen Lied or Elfen Lied. I don't
I
know.
say Elfen Lied.
I think
I
it's
haven't watched it yet, but like I feel like it's Elfen Lied.
well, the word is Lied, isn't David. So I don't know why it would be called lead. A lot of people have different pronunciations, but I think it's lied
It's
again
like with a lot of
because of the.
Pokemon. You have Arceus, Arceus, and Arceus. I don't know who says Arceus, but I know somebody does, and the person is just deeply wrong. I'm gonna say it right now. They're wrong. Arceus is not how you pronounce it.
All those sounds are better, like the more like the best name, like Arceus instead of Arceus. That's just my thought. So my turn is how has anime changed my life? Well, it motivated. Wow. Okay,
You can do it. I
nah,
believe in
yeah,
you.
I know. It motivated me. Yeah, I said it. It motivated me to open an anime shop.
Then that is a big part of your life now.
Actually, no, that's not a like it did, but it's not the same. It made me realize that there are like chances, as I mentioned before. It helped me to believe in what the future can become. Like, and there's not always going to be an easy road, or there's not going to be a hard road that you cannot cross over. Because even though if it takes time, it can still be achieved, and it doesn't have to be always as you wanted or as you dreamed of, but it can still be what you dreamed of. So that's pretty much what it has made me, change about the perspective of my life. Like, you want to become a president. It may not happen at 30, 40, 50 years old, but then you by 70, if you don't give up, then maybe you can become a president of,
You can become the Hokage of America.
right? But the thing is that it can happen. It doesn't have to. It's most likely not gonna go the way you want it or when you want it, but it can still happen as long as you keep on going.
I mean, besides jokes about murder aside, anime murder, not real murder. Real murder is terrible. Um, I think the anime just was a big part of how I grew up and for my personality. A lot of people say, "Hey, you're very nice," and I don't like bragging about it, but like I think I got small trophies for helping at school as like a. I think I got one that was called the Unsung Hero Award. I nearly cried
Oh,
that day. um, and
I have
I
gotten
gotta
any
give it all
awards.
to
So he's
anime.
special. I'm not.
I gotta give it all a lot to anime. I think I mentioned last time, Pokemon helped me a lot to see like the compassion that a person can have with others, the way that Ash would treat his Pokemon or his companions. It helped me like just realize that it's better to be nicer to other people than just be to be an awful person.
Yep.
I have to censor myself a little bit so YouTube doesn't
Yep.
cancel
That's
us.
pretty much what it is. And along with the not giving up. Now we're gonna continue with the next question. I know there's a little bit of cutting the scenes, but basically, I think I'm done. I have like nothing else to say about how anime has changed my life. Besides the not giving up.
I think for me, it still changes my life because I keep watching more animes, I get to learn more about things.
It makes you
And
feel like it gives you an idea how to murder people.
no, I haven't watched a murder anime in a while. And there's no psychological horrors recently, except another, but that's more of a horror than anything. But no, like recently rewatching My Hero Academia. No one can see why you're giving me looks. But no, like animes like My Hero Academia, Assassination Classroom, like just I think we talked about it last time, like the togetherness of everything. It really helps me want to be more together with my friends, if that makes sense. Like just keeping them together and just keeping their morale up as much as I can
It's
really
true.
helps me up. Since I did watch a lot of animes that mix like serious moments with funny moments, I think I'm pretty good at like dealing with situations with a little bit of comedy. If a friend of mine is like depressed, I know which moment is to support and then another moment to like cheer them up with like a little bit of a joke or something like that. So it's helped me grow as a person, and it still probably will help me grow as a person, as well as in my creative writing or
Nice.
creation in general. Um, since I keep learning, I first started with Dragon Ball. You know, it was like it's what I knew. Just fighting. Wow, what a great story! Just fighting a lot. But then, as I started watching newer animes, I introduced concepts of actual symbolism into my creative writing, heroism, self-sacrifice. The sense of togetherness. Actually, like adding all these stuff together.
That sounds me. I'm more like Chocolove. It's from an anime called Shaman King. It's a little old. It's well, kind of pretty old, more than 10 years, probably 20 years ago came out. But he is a comedian, and basically he would just bring out some really bad jokes at any given time. Anyways, we can go then to the next question, or not next question.
Yeah,
Our
go.
next topic is we're gonna give an opinion about a
Just
specific character, and this time we have chosen. Dun, dun, dun.
Whoop! I'm sorry for whoever's
That's
ears I
gonna
just
break.
broke. I'm so sorry for that. Beware, headphone users. If you're
Yeah, I
listening to
think we're
this,
gonna get a lot of dislikes on this
I'm sorry.
one.
I couldn't resist.
So Saitama des. Saitama.
The man who can beat anybody with one punch.
Yes, I'm a manga reader. It has gotten so good, but I'm not gonna talk about the manga. I don't want to spoil much because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people don't read the manga. So let's only talk about the anime, and I'm not even up to date with it, but I'm still gonna talk about him.
Yeah, I mean, you basically know what the manga says, so it's not like you need much catching up on the anime. If anything, the anime has to catch up to you.
It's so nice to see like everything in graphic and colors and stuff. Um, but in this situation, yes, Saitama. What do I think about Saitama? What do you think about Saitama?
I'm not gonna lie. At first, I did not like Saitama, and that was way before anyone says anything. That was before I actually watched the anime. I was seeing just these things of like, oh, this guy beats everybody with one punch. Yeah, Saitama better than Goku. Saitama better than everybody. And I was just looking at these, and I'm like, what kind of character is this? I don't know. I was just not interested. I'm like, oh, he beats everybody with one punch. Woo! And nobody was explaining to me what the anime was about. So at first I was just like, oh, this guy's stupid. Until my friend sat me down. He's like, we're watching One Punch Man, and I'm like, do we have to? And he's like, yeah,
Yeah,
we are. And he sat me down. We watched. We bench watched it in one night. All 13 episodes.
that's
And
all.
after that, I just love Saitama. I love the like his comedic style, his nonchalant nature, just one punch, and he did it well, like, and he still had that sense of heroism.
Yeah, well, I go a little. I like to go like a little bit on like kind of the character's mind. Let's say in his situation, it would be more like he has the power to beat every enemy, but he's bored. Like that's what you can't always be the best at something because at some point you're not gonna find fun on what you want to do, and this is the real representation, like the real show of that. Like you wanted to be a hero, you wanted to be, and he actually achieved this goal. That's the like the weird part because he said that he wanted to be a hero that beats every enemy with one punch. Now he's like, I hate it. So that's one of the things there. Be careful with what you wish. Like if it comes true, then it's
You're gonna have
might
a
not be as you wanted it. So another thing is, the credit given to him, because a lot of people know and a lot of people don't know, or not a lot of people know, but some people know that they give him the credit that he deserves. But then you feel sad for him because the world doesn't do it and the Hero Association doesn't do it. You know what? The Hero Association does give him the credit because in the first season, they one of the hero executives, you can call it, showed a mind mask how he defeated the Sea King. So you can be sure that under the radar, he's being checked more than anybody else. It's just that he's not doing stuff because, like, to get famous or to get, camera moments, we can call them. But at the end of the day, is like that representation of something so powerful, something so, and then people choose to look at whatever looks flashy or the ideas. Like say King, it's what people have as an idea of the strongest man, somebody tall, somebody really like muscly and stuff. And that's to me that's a representation of society, like how we ignore the real stuff, the real, real heroes in life, and then just pay attention to whatever else looks better to our eyes.
in a way, it just reminded me of, like, as you were explaining, it reminded me of All Might, but in a different way. Like, because All Might is seen as the symbol of justice in My Hero, and he does it without wanting to be flashy. He is flashy, you can't deny, but like he's not doing it to be flashy. He's doing it because he wants to save people. He's doing it out of like the niceness of his heart. And Saitama is in a similar way, except maybe stronger, but he's not doing it for the flashiness. He's doing it because he genuinely wants to save people. And he wants a challenge, so you could throw a little bit of Goku in there.
It's like a personal desire.
Yeah, so it's nice to see it, but obviously it's a story told in two different ways. You have All Might, who is actually acknowledged by the public, and then you have the one that's not acknowledged by the public, and how those two sort of similar beliefs are split into two different societal thinking processes.
Yeah. Well, I think well, they explain it. It's because he wants to be the person that makes people feel that somebody is there. Because you know what? When you can't do something, when you're not like able to go forward, and I consider that you can't go do everything alone in life. So he wants to make them feel that there's somebody always there to protect them. So I think that's more like than being show off than make them again. It's what Saitama would be. Like Saitama would be the one that it's what King and Saitama are. Like Saitama is doing the hard work on the background, and then King is taking the credit for it. So when King shows up, people feel like there's an All Might in there, but the one really doing the stuff is Saitama, who doesn't get credit. And again, that goes back to my point that it's the representation of what that people see what they want to see and they trust what they want to trust regardless of whoever is really doing the job. Like who the
Shigaraki
real
was right.
Shigaraki.
from My Hero.
Oh,
Shigaraki
right,
said,
and
"I'm going
yeah,
to erase
Tomoda
everyone's
Shigara.
false sense of security." He was
Exactly.
right. He
And
had a point.
yeah, but at the end of the day, All Might had the power to do it in some way because if he was around, then even the criminals would tremble. In Saitama's case, they don't tremble because they only see him as Cape Baldy,
Yeah, that's right. Then his name became Baldy.
and he called it. He
Yeah.
called it. He's it's like well, because when he was talking to Janos about it, he was like, "What if they so they judge it based on what you look or what you do? So it's like kind of to tease people, like, oh, this guy's gonna be One Punch Man because he defeats everybody with one punch. No,
Nope.
what if they call me something like Cape Baldy?
And then they did. And Saitama regretted it.
That's. I mean, I guess he didn't really care about it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like yeah, I know Cape Baldy. That's an awful hero,
It's an awful hero name, but hey, at least it's a good hero.
right?
It's the hero we want, we need, not the one we wanted.
Not King. Don't go for King. All the villains do that.
Nice.
So next character would be Gohan from Dragon Ball series or Dragon Ball Z and Up series. What do you think of
I feel
him?
like Gohan's a controversial character to talk about because you have people that really love Gohan. So I like Gohan,
I
but
don't.
you don't like Gohan?
I don't. He's too much of a crybaby.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong there. It's true.
Even as an adult, he's
I need to study.
that's not the problem. The problem is that it's like when you have a nerd, like one of those people that they just like to be on a computer the whole day, wanting to come and play football all of a sudden, and they think that training for a week, few days, or maybe a month is gonna change. No, I'm not saying that he's weak, but I'm saying that he's not exploiting his potential. Like, but then when the moment comes that he needs the power, then he regrets it. Like, come on, man, you could have spent some of your time studying, training, and now you want to cry because you're not powerful enough.
Yeah, you have to do one
Get
or
it?
the other. 'Cause that's what happened in the Resurrection F arc. He
Exactly.
got
Like,
one punch by Frieza, and then he's like, "Man, I should be stronger." Then the Universe Tournament comes around, the first one, like Universe 6 versus 7, and then he's like, but you see, I would love to go, but I have to do an interview or a press conference or whatever he had to do. Like, dude, really? I thought you wanted to get stronger. This is your chance. Now you gotta go do something else.
exactly. So like everybody's gonna get blown up to blitz, and basically you prefer to go study instead of training to save your wife and child.
Don't even get me started on the future Trunks already. He did nothing except talk to Trunks about how life is great for him as a student, and then he didn't even help out with Zamasu. It was just like, you guys can
Well,
take care of it.
I get it, but at the end of the day, he actually went to the. He didn't get transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, but he did get to the God power.
He did.
He
Tournament of
did. So
Power, Gohan, I think, was probably the best moment he ever had in Super. Well,
I
the only
got.
good moment he had in Super, really. And I think, a lot of people disagree with me, but I think he went out on a good note.
I think so too. He
Like,
actually went up because Trunks, well, or that Trunks has always been somebody that kind of like a Bulma with a hidden Vegeta. Like,
yeah.
his technology, blah, 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 blah. But since he chose not to, the same as Gohan, like, he chose not to train, then it's kind of, again, if you don't train your body, you're going to become a weakling.
Yeah.
There's no other way to say it. So that's what Trunks, I guess,
Yeah, Trunks
became.
did basically just follow in the new in Gohan's footsteps. He's like, okay, well the Enders are no more. And there is nothing that can possibly go wrong anymore. Like, what
Right?
kind of thinking process is that? Like, dude, you
It,
do know you live in the same world where Frieza has come back. Has come back. You had androids. You saw Imperfect Cell coming out to get you. Like, there's issues going on. And then he fight. I did like how they showed the Majin Buu fight, quote unquote Majin Buu fight. I mean, like the Majin Buu saga.
right.
He just, I mean, okay, yeah, very smart, but really, you didn't think of training at least to like. I mean, yeah, he reached Super Saiyan 2, but could have gone a little bit further than that,
Yeah,
buddy. Like, I'm
I
not gonna say
know.
like he should have been like Super Saiyan God, because he would have needed Beerus' help for that. But
Exactly.
could have done a little bit better.
Like basically Gohan and that in future Trunks they do completely backwards what their parents do, like Goku and Vegeta, that they train for funsies, but at the time that they have to do something, they're good. They can't defend Earth, and not something like, oh, some old man, like in Dragon Ball Z with Gohan, some old man has to come and awaken my power, my hidden power that I don't care about using during no critical times. Why? Like,
The bang is down, everyone goes down.
right? So that's why I think a lot of people judge Gohan as a wasted development character or the or like show character or whatever. But I don't think there's any wasted talent on anybody. Like what's this called, Neji in Naruto. Like there's if you take anime into real life, think about your whole life, your own story. There would be people smarter. There would be people stronger than you that you meet them just for a little bit. Doesn't matter what they become. Like I met a girl when I was 13 years old that she became actually the best body, female best bodybuilder of my country. I think it was 2006, 2017. I mean, 16 or 17. And she was what she was on my life, and that's it. Then I see what she has become. Call it again, Gohan, a super, super, super strong Super Saiyan, or Neji, that was a really talented kid on Naruto series. But in my life, in the main character's life, which is mine, they were nothing more than what when I met them. A 13-year-old girl that I was trying to get a distance relationship over the phone, and that was about it. So you can't make everybody a good character regardless of the potential that they have. That's the way I see it.
I just thought of a character that definitely could have been better. Yamcha. Yamcha became such a like it's true though. Like you see Yamcha, it's like he used to be so great. At least he used to be able to step up. I mean, it's like the rest of the Z fighters, most of them just get knocked out. But he used to be able to step up. He used to be at the same level with Tien, Krillin, and now he's not even at. I'm trying to think. He's not even at Chi-Chi's level. I mean, I don't think she's any better, but like, that's just another one that's like, you went down a little bit, Chi-Chi, but like Yamcha was a martial artist. He trained under Master Roshi, and he gave up. And we see it throughout Super. He becomes a literal joke. I mean, yeah, he had his baseball episode, but it showed that he would still be cool. But that doesn't make him a good like. He became just such a joke that it hurts me because I'm like, Yamcha, you could be cool. If you look at Dragon Ball Fighters, Yamcha's one of the most fun characters to play. It's like you see what he could be. He could be with like Tien and Krillin in terms of strength.
I get it. But there's a little different between them. Tien wanted to, train his body not for a specific purpose, but his self, like Asians are, just to better his own body, and ended up being a chief of a dojo, master of a dojo. Then Krillin is he underestimates himself, but it's not that he doesn't want to train to be stronger. You get it? So the difference with Yamcha is that he was trying to get the Dragon Balls to be able to talk to girls. After he got his wish, then there's nothing else that he has to do to be able to to get the Dragon Balls he had to fight. After he got his wish done, then there's no reason for him to fight. He wants to kind of show off to Bulma specifically, but there's nothing that he wanted to do that, like and especially after getting somebody like Vegeta to fight him back, like to compete against somebody that is so powerful, then basically he just looked away, like, and you know what, I'm not gonna waste my life in fighting for her, but I'm still gonna love her and stay here forever. That's pretty much what
I
he
mean,
is
it
doing.
is, but like I feel like it could have been so much better.
He
I
could, but
want
he
him to be
chose not to
better.
because you already got, again, be careful with what you wish for. Because he wished to be able to talk to girls. Well, he talks to girls now. What is there for him to do? What is his next goal to achieve? Become stronger than Goku? That's that's what I think he would go for. Um, you see, my ADD kicks in again. We were talking about Gohan and ended up talking about Jamcha. Um, another character that we mentioned, Diane from Seven Deadly Sins. Well, her development. was not so much, but it doesn't mean that she doesn't get to be powerful.
Yeah, no, I like we're talking about this behind the microphone, you could say. Um, and I agree. She's really strong, and she's an awesome character. I don't want anybody to think that I dislike her or anything. I love all the Seven Deadly Sins, but just the way that I've only seen the anime and the way that her story develops, just sort of seems to go back and forth for me. Like she loses her memories, and she gains them, and she loses them again. Like the trope, for at least for me, just gets old. Then her character just doesn't for me doesn't get to grow up as much. King gets an amazing arc. He gets to actually accept himself and the whole like being I guess you could say king basically, and it's awesome. You have Meliodas' arc still going on, like him trying to like protect everyone, and
Yeah,
then Ban's arc meeting his
his dad,
his dad, which was I cried. That was
Jivago.
beautiful.
What was it? Jivago, something like that. What's the name?
Yeah, and then you have was it Merlin? Is her name Merlin?
Merlin. Yeah,
Merlin. I mean, she still has a lot of like growth, but she did come in a little bit later, so but
you
she's
just
already.
don't know who she is.
Yeah, I just don't know who she is yet. So like,
Yeah,
we're still learning. So like with her, it's like okay, you still have time. You're very late in the game, and you even have what's his name, Gother, who
goes
has
there.
had
Yeah.
some development, or at least his story's interesting.
You see, you
And
have
then
to
you
start
keep,
reading the manga because
and
the
then you
thing is
keep
that
going like the
I
plot
know
twist.
stuff that you don't,
No,
it's like itching. I want to say it, but I
no.
don't.
Like the plot twist of him being like, "Oh yeah, I did this, this, and this." It's like, what? What? You're what?
Well, you
I
don't even know
don't even know half of
when
it.
you actually meet Gothar, when you know his background story, and you know that he's a doll,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they
And then
mentioned
when
that.
you meet the real Gothar, which is the person that created him, you don't like
My mom's gonna. I
the
feel like,
one of the Ten Commandments, because he was Gothar from the Ten Commandments,
yeah,
commandments created by Gothar, the real one of the Ten Commandments. So when you meet that person, when you meet the real Gothar, then you're gonna understand like a lot. But also when you hear the like when you see the background story of this Gothar of the doll, then the doll you're gonna understand a lot why he is like that.
and I mean, I think they explained in season two how he had being a doll, you have no emotion and all. I know it's probably only like a small part of it, but just that got me hooked into his character even more. I already liked him. I think he was the sin
That
of
is
lust.
exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, okay,
That there's a lot more to it.
okay, yeah. Like, I know
Gotta start
he's
reading
the
the
sin of
manga.
lust, and I will right. He's the sin of lust, right?
I don't
He's
remember.
I think it's the goat symbol of lust. And I will say, I can be corrected wrong. If he is the symbol of lust, I absolutely love it because um, I'm so used to people are used to seeing the symbol like the sin of lust as a perverted thing, very much of love lust related, but lust can be so much more like lust for knowledge, which is what Gotha represents, and I love that so much. Like it's so out of the way, and I know we're talking about Diane, but like I love Gotha. Gotha so far I do love him, so I'm very
Yeah,
was I right?
actually, you're right.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, it's the goat sin of
Goat's in
lust,
of Lost.
and I just love the way that his character arc is going so far, and I'm just like I can't wait to see more of what it is that his lust is, because there's so much to lust. It's just lust for knowledge, lust for power, lust for love, so much to it, and I'm so like I like that it's not just you know
Sex related.
sexual lust.
I get it. I get it, and I agree with that. It's just again when if you read the manga or whenever you get to see that anime, ha ha,
Hopefully
or
the
that
new.
part of the anime, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't die before
Apparently there's supposed to be a new season coming out on October. I was looking into it and I'm like, please don't let it be like what was teased after season one. That they had like the 4 episode thing, and they're like, yeah, new season. That was
signs of
not.
holy
Yeah,
war.
this one's
Yeah,
called the Wrath of the Gods, and like at least the poster for it or like the image that comes up with it looked very interesting. So I'm just really hoping that it's an actual new season instead of just a waste of my time. So like, please let it be an actual season three where we get to see more of the story because
Mm.
the story itself left in a cliffhanger. Like they left season two in a cliffhanger so they can continue it. I'm hoping.
I mean, of course, it's still continuing. The manga is still continuing. The manga seemed like it was gonna end it, but it's not. I called it.
Right.
It's still gonna go a little forward. I'm not sure how long it's gonna stay, but it will be. Another thing is that I hate what Netflix is doing with that because they put us a Netflix original, but it's
Oh,
not.
oh yeah, that's right. I was reading about that too. Like Netflix has their only rights to streaming it,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it? Like it's
the
weird.
problem with Netflix is that they stream it only when the full season is out, and but while the season is coming up on Japan, they are not like basically you can watch it before it comes out on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't rely on Netflix to watch anime.
I don't know.
And we were
Mm,
talking about Diane, and we ended up talking about Gother.
I know, right? But
But
that's fine. I mean, I guess it's fine for now.
yeah, again, like I just feel like Diane could have better character development instead of just constantly forgetting things. Like when it was revealed, I would say spoiler, but we basically have already said a lot about that she does indeed have a crush on King instead of more towards Meliodas. I was like, yes, yes. Oops, you forgot again. Like it's like the Majin Buu trope in
I'm
Dragon Ball
gonna, yeah,
Super. Oh,
I'm
he's gonna do
gonna,
something. He's gonna do. Oh, he's asleep.
I'm going to face away, like put, like look away because again, manga, and here I'm pointing at him,
Yeah,
anime. So it's like
we're still.
there's so much more that's gonna happen. Like even when,
If she forgets a third time, I'm gonna lose it.
yes, yes, just a click spoiler. When King grows wings and is able to fight the Demon King, good. There's a lot
I
more that
don't mind
happens.
that minor spoiler. I'm like, yes, fight King,
Yes,
fight. This is
but
so cool.
he's able to do some stuff like,
He's capable of so much. Like you see
and
just
he
a
shows it
small
like
amount.
they make him show what he's capable of doing. So I gave you that little spoiler there, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna give you details about
yeah,
it
good.
because yeah,
And like again with Diane,
maybe.
she's incredibly powerful, but I feel like this whole constant forgetting is just holding her back.
Well, I
Like with
mean,
Majin Buu's sleeping
like,
habits, it just keeps holding them back. And I'm
well,
upset because I love Majin Buu.
a lot of people do. Maybe because it's pink and looks like bubblegum.
Woo! I love him.
But that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening. Whoever listens to this, and remember, any questions, complaints, comments, ideas, whatever. Every single week, we're gonna choose few characters to talk about, and as we progress, we're also gonna give some opinions on anime. If you have any suggestions of anime, let us know in the description on the comments below, and we're gonna try to watch at least 5 episodes before the next.
Episode, so then we can like have an idea of what the anime is that you guys recommend. We may not get to all of them all the time, but we'll try to get to as many anime as we can.
You know what? What we're gonna do, or what we should do, is actually choose one anime. So we're gonna choose which anime we're gonna watch, and basically from the comments, maybe on the over the weekend we can actually watch something. Again, 5 episodes, and we're gonna give our opinion about if we like it or not, or what we think about it.
If I ended up just watching the whole thing.
Same thing we're gonna do with characters.
Yeah, give us like what characters you want to hear our opinions about.
Yeah. So from the animes that we watch, I'm gonna create a list and from there on. So if you suggest any character, then I will look for videos, or we will look for videos and see what we can talk about. Anything else you want to say, just leave it in the comments below, and we'll try to comply as much as possible about all the topics. Right now we're trying to keep it as a minimum of 30 minutes, but with the progress, we're gonna make them longer as we need them to be able to interact more with you guys. Hopefully you guys like this. And remember, the questions are how has anime changed your life?
And your opinions on Saitama, Gohan, and Diane. If
If
you guys
you,
want to, feel free to tell us how you feel about it. Were we wrong? Does hating Gohan mean something bad?
I
Is
kind
it
of
the
do.
apocalypse?
So the characters today were Saitama from One Punch Man, Gohan from Dragon Ball Z, Zerius and Up, and Diane from Seven Deadly Sins. So thank you very much for watching or actually listening, and have a great day. This was Kyrak
And this was Jess.
in Anime Realm.